Do you guys know what activate?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome here to round 4 of the Raceface.Pro Sprint GT3 series. We are got a nice special surprise for everybody. We're going to be having some commentary tonight on the race for our viewers, and I've got 2 special guests with me here in the commentary booth, Daniel Rowe and Johan Bego Grobler. They will be joining me in commentary on this race, and yeah, we're going to get some insights for you guys and hopefully make it a little bit more entertaining than just watching a bunch of cars going around the track like usual. So yeah, that is my intro for tonight. Daniel, Bego, you guys welcome. Yeah.
Thanks, Sto.
Thank you.
All right, so from what I can see, we've currently got Morgan McCall with the pole position at doing a 140.837. That's pretty quick, Bego. As far as I know, that's a pretty quick time, right?
Yeah, that's pretty quick. It's from being on the practice servers a bit this week, it's probably the quickest I've seen. Certainly from everybody racing in the sprint series, that's the quickest time I've seen out of all of these guys. So yeah, that's flying.
Awesome. Daniel, anything you'd like to add there?
Yeah, I think most of these guys at the front, they're using this as practice for tomorrow night's main event, but the base is looking strong. We've got some BMs up there as well. Renault's not too far off, maybe Kent's in a few corners and he's right there, so
awesome
there as well. Some drivers from our own team doing pretty well, 4th, 5th and 6th. So it's looking good. And Kube's there. Got a nice surprise with a new driver that I don't actually know. But being in P9 looking promising.
Yeah,
looks like an exciting bunch of drivers tonight.
Yeah, that's David Bing. That is a new driver. I've also haven't come across the name in any previous races, so I think he is a newcomer to the league. But it's always good to get some new blood in there and get some new challenges coming up through the ranks. We've seen some new names here, which I think is an awesome thing. That just I think it's Luke Lazar Cavor as well. It's also quite a new name. So yeah, it's always good when there's new blood coming in here and they're challenging the the established guys that think they're got ruling the roost here. So it's always nice if there's some new guys there to come and challenge the old dogs. Just a quick shout out to some of the viewers that we have on the stream tonight. Bernard Renner, good evening. Thank you for joining the stream. Devin Ali's also a big shout out there to you. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining the stream. Anybody else that's watching, please feel free to interact on the stream. We'll answer any of your questions that you may have during the course of the race. I've got these guys here with me that are expert racers. So for these of you who do not know, maybe Daniel Rowe is actually a real-world racing driver. So he drives in the Polo. That's Polo GTC racing, right, Daniel? Polo GTC.
We actually in the GTC program in the Golf 8, but we've got the Polo Super Cup class that are running with us.
Awesome.
So they run a separate class, but they run in the same race. They just their start is just a bit delayed.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, a real-world race driver here in the commentary booth with me tonight. So yeah, if you've got any questions around racing in general, getting into sim racing, please feel free to ask those questions. And we'll see if we can get them answered for you guys. Right, it's back to the race here. Let's see where we are. Let's see what's going on.
I've got the Santos at the moment. Let's see what he can do in the final minutes.
It looks like Ryan Ottens is also on a hot lap here. Just give him a bit of a camera time here. He's up 2/10 on his Delta at the moment.
Yeah, Ryan, of course, is the championship leader coming into this round, so he'll want to get himself a bit higher up the leaderboard, no doubt. His main rival is actually just in front of him at the moment, and that's Jason McGregor, teammates as well, so that can get interesting.
Yeah, Jason McGregor also driving for Hybrid Academy. So that's two hybrid academy drivers there in the top 5, actually top 6. I see Justin Lotus in 6th there as well. Another hybrid academy driver. So a good representation from hybrid, yeah.
Yeah, also a driver that improves a lot in recent races.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Justin Lotus used to actually race with me in the Pro-Am division for quite some time, and he's really become quite rapid in the last, I would say, 2 seasons or so. So definitely good improvement there from Justin.
Yeah, I mean to be only well, he was only less than a tenth of Ryan. Now, what, 3/10 of Ryan? Still not bad at all. I mean, in the same car as well. Oh, actually not the same car, but still, it's a good achievement. As Ryan's, I think, recognized now as one of the fast boys. So he's always knocking on the door of top 5s and racking up podiums. So that's a good result from that. Justin Lotus right up there.
Yeah, and I see Ryan did improve on his quali time there. He's moved up to 3rd place on the grid. So that's some up from 5th to 3rd with Lotus now in 5th. We've got I think it's is it JC Volskink or Jakob Volskink, I think, in 4th there. Gideon Renner in 2nd place there from KS. I think Renner drives for KSR if I'm not mistaken. And we've got Morgan McCall there on pole still, representing ATK Academy there in the Mercedes. Yeah. And we've got the camera here on Bertus Hicho. He's always a latecomer to the qualifying sessions, having to unfortunately set up the servers and all that stuff prior to the race. He's always a latecomer, but generally actually gets a good lap in the last couple of minutes of the race. So yeah. Big shout out there to Bertus for hosting these races for us, our fearless leader in Raceface.Pro.
Yeah, it just needs a custom livery.
Yeah, I noticed I must get his livery loaded. I don't know if it's that could be my fault actually, Daniel, in terms of not having loaded it potentially, or whatever. But he also represents KSR, so Kinetic Sim Racing, or Kinetic Sim Works.
A little bit of a moment there now.
Okay, we've got
just
1 minute.
Back to Volskink. I think it's Jacob Volskink.
Jacob, okay.
I think it's Jacob. I see his P4 now. I see Justin's actually jumped his teammate 5th. And then they've got the other Volskink in 9th.
And I see Ryan also improved again. Ryan now in P2 there.
Oh, wow. And we've got Alan, our Thursday night streamer, is there in 13th.
Oh, yes,
his team, PWSR.
See where Alan is there. Have a good look at Alan there. Alan in the BMW, in the Patterson Simworks racing team. So yeah, for the guys here, I'm sure you all know Alan Patterson quite well. He's, like Daniel said, our resident caster on a Thursday evening. Obviously, I think a lot more professional than we are, but we're trying to just add some value here for the viewers and for the guys that are competing in this series on a Wednesday night. It's nice for them to also have a bit of commentary on their races.
Oh, nice big drift there from Alan. I think this livery of theirs is probably my favorite of the PWSR liveries over the last few seasons.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, Daniel. That livery really looks good, and it's it's what I like about their liveries. It's consistent across all the cars. Obviously, it's easier if it's all the same brand of car, but definitely the team stands out quite nicely on the grid there. Right, that's qualifying done. Vega, any insights from your side around qualifying from what you may have seen here?
No, just the pace up front looks really strong. I think sort of in the practice servers we've been seeing low 41s, like 41.1, 41.2s for the most part. So Morgan doing 40.8, Ryan 40.1. Guys are right up there. Gideon Renner as well for KSR doing a great job there. So it's gonna be a good race. I think it's nice to see the times nice and close up front.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's also good to see some McLarens in the back there, and a Nissan in P12, which is very, very cool. So obviously this track as we know from the past suits, typically AMG, Aston, well, in fact, McLaren's not too bad there either, but it's nice to see a Nissan there. There's a Lambo further down with the Audi and Ferrari and Porsche. So let's see what those other manufacturers can do in the race. Maybe they can jump ahead.
Yeah. I've noticed that, Daniel, to your point, I think what is cool and what I have noticed is there's obviously a lot of BMWs on the grids this season. New car, it was a new car that was released with the last update, so everybody jumped to it. Obviously, it's a quite a popular brand and a popular car. And I think paired with that, obviously it was a little bit OP until they did a few changes to it. But yeah, I think it's a valid point you're mentioning. A lot of good representation from different manufacturers on the grid in this league, which makes it a bit more interesting for the viewers. Talking about that, the viewers, the guys that are watching the stream currently, I'd appreciate if you guys can just give us a bit of feedback there on whether the sound is okay, if you can hear Daniel and Bago clearly above the other sounds, and if the sound levels are okay. If you guys can just give me a bit of feedback on that, I appreciate it. All right, and here we go. This is the race. Starting in the next 3 minutes.
You're panicking to get if you haven't got a setup planned and ready and precious, this is now the rush. And then you still need to fit in a run to the toilet.
Yeah, definitely. My heart always beats, I think goes up by like another 30 beats per minute, and sitting here just waiting for that clock to count down. I think fortunately because we do a full formation lap, that at least helps quite a bit in terms of settling the nerves and stuff before we get started.
Yeah, I think somebody who's maybe going to be a bit nervous right now sitting on the grid is maybe Ryan. P2 on the outside. Aston not the fastest starting car. That Merc's going to get a very good jump, and you'll probably have a few beamers on his case as well going into turn 1.
Yeah, just an interesting thing there. That David Bing ended P6 in quali. Very good.
Very good, yeah.
6th on the grid there. But yeah, I agree with you. I think Ryan's going to have a tricky start with that beamer on his inside and behind him into T1.
Yeah, and we've seen in the past the boys not scared to get racing on lap 1 in the sprint, well, in any of the series for that matter. So hold into your hats, guys. This can get interesting.
Yeah, I think this may be also Justin Lotus's best quali up there. See, we got also Jean Leroux's a name you often see in the practice server. He's 8th, in Kuba 9th, Paul Skenk, I'm assuming that's the brother, in 10th. And then we got PWSR 11th, KSR in 12th, another PWSR. And then we can't forget to mention the TTH cars, 14th and 18th there.
Yeah, good qualifying there from Hansi. It's a bit of mid-pack racing there, but I think 14th is quite a respectable qualifying position, considering what's the word I'm looking for? Considering the pack the people he's got around him. I think 14th is a pretty respectable qualifying position, and yeah, good one for Tinus there as well. I mean, this is basically Tinus' second season of sim racing. Tinus really started sim racing, I think, late December, and he's already, really getting fast. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Just a quick shout out there to the guys on the stream. JJ McClure, I think it is. I see you're a PWSR supporter. Yeah, you keep it. We'll keep you up to date as to what's happening there with PWSR, and then. Keegan Sanderson, thank you very much for your feedback as well, to let us know that the audio is all good. Thank you.
I've got Paul Gleed there as well. Paul Gleed, I've seen his name a few times in actually in MNR and Raceface, been racers for a while. Nice to see him on the chat.
So Daniel, talk us through your formation lap procedure. What do you do?
Me,
Yes.
I actually don't have a procedure. I sometimes warm tires up and sometimes don't warm tires up. And then I either have a decent first lap or I don't have a decent first lap. But yeah, I think the general procedure, you know, in an important race or in these, especially Thursday night league or international leagues, is maybe just trying to get in the zone, understand who's around you, what cars are around you. Yeah, sort of come up with an option A and an option B from the start. So if you have a bad start, what is your plan? And if you have a good start, what is your plan?
Interesting.
At least you've got two alternatives that are in the back of your head already, and you can do that quickly. It's not like just rocking up with the flag and then wait the lights, and then you have to decide on the spot, what's the best option. Start thinking about that beforehand already, and determine what are your possible options in different situations, and then just focusing on that, getting the tires warm and making sure you're in your box and in the box at maximum possible without getting a drive through, where you can gain some time. And then the next thing is something you just have to practice, and that's controlling the throttle yourself, timing it right. You can do good one race, bad the next race, and that's where the driver just needs to be consistent.
Absolutely. So, leaders now coming through the last corner. So gonna make their run down to the line now. I think this for me usually is where the nerves start going. I don't know about you guys, but round about here.
The adrenaline really starts pumping over here. And the hands are shaking and getting all sweaty and whatever. And this is where I guess you have to start settling yourself down, you know. Because nerves can be your worst enemy.
Yeah, I can see by Renner, forward and back, warming the brakes, getting ready. Him and Polskin look hungry.
Yeah.
They look hungry. You can see Renner's maximizing his box 100%.
Yeah, Ryan's going to be in trouble if he doesn't get a bit forward.
Let's see.
Green light, go.
And it's a green light and we're away. Give us some running commentary there, Bago.
Yeah, Ryan immediately moving over to the left to cover Renner off, so he was expecting that Beamer to come for him, and he's done well, but he might lose out now on the outside.
Oh, and we have contact there.
Unfortunately. And who's that? I think that's Volskenk and Ottens got tangled up there. Oh, not great for either.
Made the right decision, they get back out.
Let's see if we can actually see a bit of a replay there maybe quickly while we get in the opening lap. Let's see if it works. So this is the start of the race.
Yeah, I think Ryan doing the right thing to cover Renner off, but then he goes back over to the right and sort of opens up the door.
And I think a bit late on the brakes there as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
It's tough going into turn one because you have to focus on so many things. You have to position your own car and you have to sort of anticipate and work with what the space the other guys give you as well. So I mean it's tough, but unfortunate there for everybody involved.
Yeah. I see David Bing has made up places there. He's running third, our newcomer. So he's now in a podium position already, obviously because of the Lotus, Justin and Ryan's and Volskenk's incident. He's obviously gained a couple of spots there.
Yeah. I think Ryan probably could have been a bit more patient there, just let it go. Considering his championship lead, but now he's going to have to fight back in 20th with this race before he can get a lot closer to the front. Really interesting to see close the gap to
Morgan McCall is already running away with us. quite a big gap already between him and the guys in second and third place. So yeah, he's basically just putting his head down and he's putting the taps open and he's gone.
Yeah, he's just checked out. He said, "Thanks for coming, boys. I'll see you later."
There we can see the gap there.
Oh,
and there's an incident there in the back. I saw, yeah. That's Jason McGregor, I think.
I'm not having a good.
See that re-entry. It's a safe re-entry at least.
Yeah, and Ryan and Jason, Hybrid Academy, they are leading the team's championship as well. So this is not great from a team's perspective either.
Yeah. Interesting.
And the guy,
yeah,
the team chasing them is, I think, Gideon Renner and Mac van der Merwe. But I don't see Mac here tonight, but Gideon running in second, so he himself will be scoring enough points as it stands now to close that gap. Yeah, Mac's also been improving a lot over the last couple of seasons, and he's now regularly fighting right up there at the front in the Thursday League. So, yeah, pity not to have him here tonight.
It was a previous Monza race where he was really fast. It was in the pre-season Fun League. He was running in the PM and he was really, really good on Monza.
Alright, let's go see what's going on at the back of the pack there a little bit. We've got a nice little train going over here. Let's have a quick look.
Our boys are right behind one another.
Yeah, I'm not expecting any favors between these two. They're, of course, also fighting for the championship, so it'll be interesting to see how the team dynamic plays out tonight.
The boys also dropped a few places. Made one back now. Up on the board. Next one is, wow, Audi doesn't be happy in the early stages so far.
Yeah, of course, no pit stop yet tonight, so if you make a mistake with tire pressures or anything on the grid, then that's sort of it for you. You're gonna have a long evening.
Yeah, Baker, just give us a bit of a rundown on this format, the sprint race, in terms of, you know, is there a, I don't know, I mean, I can't remember, is there a mandatory pit stop here? What is the format of this particular series?
So, 45-minute sprint race, no mandatory pit stop, so we won't be seeing anybody going into the pits voluntarily tonight, I don't think, unless they're retiring or fixing damage. So, no, just flag to flag, fast as you can.
All right. And I see here we've got Alan Patterson as well, with Chris DeSantis behind him, so the two teammates. Probably also will get into a bit of a scrap here, you know. I mean, there's no love lost here between teammates, really, when it gets down to the racing. I think it's, you know, the guys obviously have respect for each other, but yeah, here we go with the three team members in a little three-way battle.
Yeah, I think you can say all the right and nice things in the WhatsApp and Discord chats and that, but once that green light goes, it's every man for himself, eh?
That's right.
Really?
Well, I mean, Daniel, we've banged doors a couple of times, so.
I'm just checking. You're gonna take me out tomorrow night.
And there's a move being made there, I think, by Chris, or that was Falschkenk, I think, making a move there on Chris. So Falschkenk is obviously going to be chasing Alan now.
I think Falschkenk is comfortably the fastest of the PWSR guys, so I think we might see some team orders
taking place,
favors, you know, happening. Yeah, no sense in them holding Falschkenk up.
Yeah, but Hansi has dropped a lot of places there in that first few laps. Dropped to 21st. Right with Michigan there, and not too far behind Dean Basra. Not sure what happened there, but Tinus has made a few places up to 15th now.
Has Tinus made a few places up there, you noticed? Let's have a look and see.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a scrap there with Baptist.
Yeah, Baptist also up from 22nd, I think.
Yeah,
so
I think.
Good start for him as well.
Tinus makes a mistake on the exit of the chicane there.
Oh.
The McLaren isn't the greatest car over curbs, right? I mean, it's a bit sketchy when it gets to curb riding and things. And on this track, you obviously, to be quick, you have to have a car that is good over the curbs.
Yeah. Where can you see where Jacob Polsking is dropped to? Oh, there 9. Okay,
Yeah.
so he didn't lose too much.
So he's already, he has passed Alan.
Eight.
Yeah, I
And
think Alan's let him go.
he's now pushing for the next guy on the grid there, which is his brother, in fact, Conrad. Oh, Conrad makes a mistake. Or he let him go.
Yeve is showing some great pace here. I think he will be right up the back of LaRue before too long.
Yeah.
And that can get interesting because those guys will be more evenly matched. Should be a good fight.
Yeah.
I think so far, drive of the night is going to go to De Villiers there in 5th in that Nissan. That's awesome to see.
Yeah, and I see we have a nice little battle developing, yeah.
Oh, having a look everywhere.
Oh well. The guy outbraked himself there, so the intimidation must have worked.
Sold the dummy big time there.
Let's have a look and see if we can see on a replay what happened there. Get a quick look at that again. There was a move made there by LaRue. And LaRue just outbraked himself completely there. Yeah.
I think there was actually a bit of a touch there. There's a little nudge there right at the end.
Oh, I see. Okay.
As De Villiers moves out. A little nudge there. Unfortunate, but luckily they're still going.
Keep the cameras on these two guys. It looks like a really hot battle going on, yeah?
Yeah, and what this is doing as well now is this fighting is just allowing Polsking to catch really, really quickly. So I think in about a lap or two, we're going to have a big three-way fight
battle,
going.
Yeah.
Polsking's closing in very fast.
Oh!
Whee!
I'm sure that's going to be referred to the stewards. Oh, the bad re-entry almost there by
yeah, it's very
Villiers.
tricky on the grass. And that Nissan got an aggressive acceleration. So.
Alright, so that gives LaRue gives the position back. He obviously knew he made a mistake there. That's the gentlemanly thing to do, but yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that's going to get referred to the stewards for review.
But for me, don't ever wait. You're going to get the penalty anyway.
Anyway, that's right.
And they say chivalry is dead.
Unfortunately, it's not like ACR. ACR do take that into consideration. And your penalty is a little bit...
And that's allowed the guys from PWSR to obviously gain a few positions there now. So
yeah, definitely.
And also this is now released Polsking. He got a free pass there, so 2 cars he probably would have taken a while to get past, and now he's just been gifted those 2 positions. So he's up into 5th now, chasing down Justin Lotus. He's actually having a great drive up in 4th, and then Mr. Bing, the newcomer, in 3rd. That's really well done on your first outing.
Nice solid drive.
I also see
Polsking fighting for the championship.
I will need to check for you. I don't think he's too far off, but he's not in the top 4.
Okay.
So the top 4 start of this race was Ryan Ottens, Jason McGregor, and then Gideon Renner and Mac van der Merwe. So
the Renner's the big breadwinner so far.
yeah, Renner's definitely scoring some big points on his closest competitors here tonight. So Jason McGregor now down into 22nd, so he's obviously had another moment somewhere.
We got a comment from McClure.
yeah, Morgan is
saying Morgan's running away.
he's truly checked out.
Yeah, Morgan is checked out. He's yeah, I don't think anybody was ever going to catch him tonight, to be honest. I was watching him in quali, and that Merc just looks so settled over the curbs. The way he can attack the insides of the corners is just... Nobody else, from what I saw, can really commit to taking that much curb. So, It was always going to be hard, but well done to him.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the Merc is
he's
super
also
strong over the
become-
curbs.
He's become a bit of a Merc specialist as well. He's driven the Merc now for like 6 seasons.
Yeah.
So no, he knows the car well. He drives it all the time. He knows what to expect from the car, and I'm sure he's driven it on Imola quite a bit as well. So no doubt driving the wheels off it.
Yeah, absolutely. If we can maybe jump to 15, 16, 17th, I see a nice little 4 or 5-way
Battle
train
developing there.
going on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and it's the boss that's involved.
Boss, I can tell you one thing, boss is not going to be getting any favors from his patrons tonight.
Good job there also by Jason Luck in the Porsche. Nice to see that there's a Porsche still running in the league.
I'll be fielding a Porsche tomorrow evening. Porsche actually feels pretty good on this track. It's just on the start-finish straight, it runs out of oxygen on that straight. So,
Yeah.
but the rest of the lap, the Porsche actually feels pretty decent.
Yeah, it handles quite nicely, but BOP is not suited to this track clearly. And to run very low wing with this or low drag with this car,
Yeah.
not exactly ideal for the middle part of the track. So doing a decent job there, hanging out. Maybe ideal for him to stay in someone's slipstream, otherwise going to be a thing that.
I see Justin Loads has made up a position, I think. He's taken third place there, if we can maybe just jump there, so... Maybe we can actually see the overtake. Let's see if we can get that on a replay.
Yeah,
it's further back, it seems, obviously.
so it's Mr. Bing. Something happened to Mr. Bing because
Yes.
he's gone from 3rd down to 5th, so he maybe had
Made
a
a
bit
mistake
of
there or something, yeah.
Maybe
unfortunate. Such a good drive until now, so really unfortunate for him.
Got a comment in the chat here from, assuming it's Inox here. Was in the Pro-Am race, PC froze and went straight into a wall. The race is over. I'm not sure who you are, but unlucky, buddy.
We normally write PC freezes and those kind of things. We always call them mechanical failures in our team, so it hopefully makes you feel a little bit better. Just say you had a mechanical failure there,
Blame your mechanic.
Yeah. Go back to that little train that we were watching earlier. Some really close racing happening here.
But Hunt's right in there trying to make his way through. At the moment, he seems to be the fastest of the lot here. And,
yeah, I tell you what, though, it's going to be tough getting past that Porsche as long as that Porsche is getting a slipstream. And as I say that...
yeah, that will give the BMW some run on him there.
See if he makes a move.
Let's see if Hansi's got the brakes here. Yeah, good move, Hansi. Good move.
He's going to just need
well, what a good switchback there, basically, from Jason.
What this has done now is it's got the Porsche out of the slipstream, so...
yeah, now Hansi is having to defend. I see there against Lazar.
Oh, 3 wide. This could get interesting going into turn 1.
I'm going to say Ferrari's got this.
Yeah, he's got the line there, so let's have a look.
Oh.
Well done,
that's good. That's good, respectable racing there between the three drivers.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. Just ran too deep into that second last corner.
He certainly looks to be the more composed of the bunch. He sort of is hitting the apexes and everything more consistently. So I think he just needs to be patient. Still 28 minutes left in this race, so 2 or 3, maybe 4 positions he can still make up if he just stays calm and keeps doing his thing there.
Martin Bankers, commentators, Inoxia saying,
Yeah.
screw my mechanic.
Curse of the commentators. Yeah, Martin, you've got it. You hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah, I will apologize to after the race for that one.
Well, luckily for you, he didn't lose.
Oh, the Porsche making a move on Bertus there.
Bertus.
Let's see how this goes down here to second last turn. Just you see the Porsche just doesn't have the grunt.
Also a driver that's been in the Porsche a long time, Jason Luck.
Yep. Jason Luck, and then the other guy, Daniel, is Wayne Masters. I mean,
Yeah,
Wayne has been.
Wayne.
I've been in the Raceface leagues now for probably about 3 years, and I think for that whole 3 years, I think Wayne has been driving the Porsche. You know,
Yeah.
so
Took after Keegan 100%.
yeah.
Both of them, just father and son, Porsche all the way. It didn't change.
Let's have a look here. What's going to happen here?
Uh,
Move being made there by Dean Kabasa in the legendary fake taxi BMW.
it seems like Jason made a bit of a mistake because now he's suddenly under pressure.
Bertus also made a bit of a mistake there. He went off track there, I saw. Managed to keep it together.
We've got Ryan Ottens and Wolfgang 7 also quite a close battle there. And I think we'll have a see there. Currently 0.2 between them. There's also a
Bit of a battle going there.
battle going
Yeah,
on
let's
there.
have a look. Bing is actually in front.
Yeah,
There we go.
He's going to have a move into the first
Looks
corner.
like we've
Alan's
just moved
right
in
there
time
as
to
well.
see this move maybe being made by Ryan.
Now, Volkswagen going defensive early.
Yeah.
Smart move. Don't think Ryan's going to try it around the outside.
He's running
He
behind.
should get a better run now, though, but not really enough straight or enough of a braking zone.
Yeah, and
to
also
make
a
the move.
difficult area to overtake here. Let's see if he can get it into the chicane maybe. Ah, there we go. That's done.
Right.
That's done. Move done. Move
Second
done.
time now we've seen
That's like that's now the second time I think that Olschkenk has tagged him.
Good save, though. Good save, and he's kept the position as well, so that's good stuff from Ryan.
Now the attack is on from the other guys as well. Alan getting into the mix here as well.
fighting all the young tender talent.
Alan's never been one to shy away from a good fight, so I'm sure he'll get stuck in there.
Yeah, Keegan Sanderson on the stream saying he remembers in 2020 during COVID, Porsche was the most common car. And you are correct, it was unstoppable back then. And over time, as the BOP's changed, it's always been a different few cars that's taking control. So it's always gonna go like that. But everybody adapts to it. It's a big battle going on, yeah. And in Kube, back up to 9th.
Yeah, he's also getting into the chase there, I see.
I think he's also carrying a little bit of damage. Or earlier, the left front of the car is looking a little bit scruffed.
Devin has got a question. Devin Ali's has got a question. Which corner would you guys say is the overtaking corners on this track? Where do you think is the best place to try and obviously set up a pass?
For me, I think if you can get a good run through the chicane, you can sort of have a decent look into Dosa, I think it is.
Yeah,
Which
second
is
last
second
corner.
last corner.
Yeah,
Other
and
than
yeah,
that,
into Aquaman and Raleigh, sometimes, you know, the guys overcook it, and on the exit here, you can also get a good drive on the guys. I've found
yeah,
in the
no,
past.
but it's Aquaman Rally is not somewhere I would personally like to be
Plan a
going
move.
too wide through. So
Yes.
you're kind of
Yeah.
relying on the car in front to back out and give you
Yes.
that position. So it can get a bit risky, but
Yes.
yeah, like I said, good exit there, and you can set yourself up nicely down here into the
Yeah.
braking
Into
zone
this
for
particular
Tosa.
corner. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there isn't really a corner on this track that's exactly ideal for overtaking. It's quite tricky, so I think this track is more about patience and trying to work your opponent into a mistake, and then in turn gives you the run to get side by side on the straight, that you can have a move into the next corner. So it's really difficult to make a move from behind in any of
Oh.
these corners unless you've had a run.
So Bertus is
Always,
under a lot of pressure here from Jason Luck.
yeah.
But I mean, you'll
Keeps
see now on the straight here again how the Bentley just runs away from the Porsche there.
He's got to work him into a mistake. He's not going to get past him. Straight, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that doesn't bode well for me, Daniel, because you know, Bertus and I, for some reason, every single race we get into a scrap. And you know, last week at Zolder, Bertus and I battled. I counted, and I think it was something like 13 or 14 laps. Bertus and I were, you know, basically wheel to wheel racing there, and yeah, I can see probably, you know, most likely the same thing will start happening tomorrow night. But unfortunately, like you can see here, the Porsche just, you know, struggles. So even if Jason gets that overtake done into that second last corner, like we've been discussing, there's probably a, you know, a very strong possibility that, you know, the Bentley will just drive around him on the straights.
Yeah.
I mean, there again, you know, you can see Jason having to go defensive against the other cars.
Yeah, mistakes, and
Yeah.
he's under pressure. So that's the idea. Try and force them into mistakes, and then you can attack. Keegan says, "Lick it and stick it into turn one." If you can get side by side at least, and you've got the corners and the brakes, then
You can also lick and stick it into a wall there sometimes.
Yeah, these guys got. I think there's two teammates in those Lambos. They're running a similar.
That's
livery.
the Dane Stewart and Kurt Klaus-Hagen having a little what do they call it? A domestic dispute, you know. Yeah, it's Dane Stewart. Dane Stewart behind Kurt Klaus-Hagen. Yeah.
I always thought it was clashing.
That team also running a very nice livery, I must say. I like what I've seen there.
Yeah, it looks very nice. It's always nice to see a team, same cars, same livery.
Yeah, and you can see the small little details there, Daniel. The one has got a blue mirrors and winglets, and the other one's got pink, you know, to give you the differentiator between the two drivers. Small little details that, you know, make that difference there.
Yep. Very cool livery. Nice and clean, neat.
There's Tinas. Tinas is now getting some moves, yeah, on Dane.
And he's coming in hot as well. Putting the pressure on. Definitely looks like he's got some pace under him.
Yeah, this is probably where he's going to have to try and make the move. Let's see how this goes for Tinas. Ah, the Lambo's quick.
Yeah, it just sounded like Tinas lifted there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see a movie on the straight. As we know, McLarens are very strong straight here.
Yeah, gap certainly coming down.
Yeah, Lambo's got.
Yeah, I think Tinus is going to have to be patient here and just put pressure on Dane Stewart. You know, just keep applying that pressure and hope he makes that mistake. Because I think the Lamborghini is a match for the McLaren, yeah, in terms of outright pace. So, yeah, best tactic here for Tinus is to just keep applying that pressure.
Now we've still got those PWS PMs running nice and close to Conrad and 7.
Okay.
And then also another battle we can watch soon is the other Force King catching just the Lotus for third. So it's now down to 0.8. So there's a battle that's soon to be unfolded.
David Bing is a bit further back on that. Here we go. Justin Lotus in third place. And followed by JW Falskank there in fourth. Let's have a look at and just, you know, give old Morgan some airtime here. Obviously representing ATK Arena or ATK Sim Racing here. Very talented driver. Daniel, as far as I know, also a real world race driver, Morgan?
Yeah, I remember seeing the name in the past. I mean, I didn't kart for very long. I only did for 7 years and I stopped early. So I only remember a little bit, but I'm almost certain they had something to do with Toyota at the time.
Yes.
I'm not exactly
it's part
sure
of the development programs there, probably.
Yeah. I remember them in the red, green, and white overalls. And that's maybe why they sometimes use those colors on their cars. So yeah, I'm not too sure what their background is, but I certainly remember Morgan racing.
Yeah.
And I think he did pretty well.
I actually had a very interesting discussion last night with Ryan Ottens, and you know, he was telling me that he actually, I never knew that, but I mean, he was telling me that he also did some national level superbike races. You know, and what has become very clear to me, I mean, obviously there are the outliers, you know, the likes of Johan Beigo Grobler and Paul Gerber, and you know, that you've got these guys that have never been in a race, you know, I would say they've never been semi-professional or professional race drivers, right? And they are quick. But one thing I've noticed in sim racing over the last couple of years is the guys that come from real world into sim racing, they just pick it up, you know, pretty quickly. Takes them a bit of time to adjust to the thing of, you know, feeling everything through the steering wheel and things like that. But once they get the hang of it, you immediately notice these guys are on pace and they get going, you know. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. Bega, you being a non-racer, but you are fast. What's your view on that? But I mean, certainly I think that, you know, real-world race drivers coming to sim racing definitely have an edge over the average guy like myself, for example. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a tough one. I think there are some guys in real world that'll probably be pretty useless in a sim as well.
Okay. We have seen it, yeah. We have seen that, yes.
As there are guys that are really fast in the sim that if you put them in a real race car, they'll probably be nowhere. So, but I do think a lot of the techniques and sort of the way of approaching a lap and putting a lap together and managing your race and that sort of thing, I think that sort of knowledge is transferable between the two.
Yes.
So I think the biggest challenge, obviously, for real world guys coming to the sim is, as you say, you don't have those forces at play where you can sort of feel everything the car's doing through your bum, and you now have to adjust to that.
Yes.
But if they have the ability to adapt, and then they'll certainly be quick. And then obviously the other side of that is for us guys that are sitting here in our living room or wherever doing 280 down a straight, not really caring, you know, if they put you in a real car and suddenly things get a bit scary. So there's obviously different challenges that come with each discipline, but I do think some of it is definitely transferable between the two. Yeah,
sure. I mean, if you
Yeah,
just look at how dominant Max Verstappen was in the Bathurst 12-hour race recently, I mean, it was actually quite sickening. I mean, okay, he's a Formula One world champion, we know that, but you know, again, that's an example of a real-world racer coming into sim racing and
yeah,
just dominating. You know,
yeah.
yeah.
Just to remember, he did sim racing, iRacing pretty much since iRacing started.
Yes,
So he's been groomed from little, but he is just a phenomenal driver, that's for sure. And
yeah,
I actually think the biggest thing coming from real world to iRacing is the risk that's involved, or to sim racing.
yes,
Sim racing, there's no risk. So, and yes, there's the feeling aspect, but for me, when I came to the sim racing, the feeling aspect was something you had to get used to.
sure,
Obviously, you use visual cues and you feel through your hands, um, and a little bit through your feet as well. It obviously depends on your pedals, but that you kind of start to get really quickly. So I think maybe something that I struggled with, maybe I don't know about other real world drivers, is pushing at understand or realizing that you can push a lot harder in the
yeah,
sim because there's no real uh, risk. And I've noticed that if I go back to testing Volkswagen or to a race or whatever, you actually have that in the back of your mind. You know there's risk, um, so you need to think about that, um, and that's why drivers cannot drive at 10 tenths all the time. It's just
sure,
not it's just not possible, and that's why we see mistakes from even the best in the world, like Max, in certain scenarios in qualifying. Because obviously, at that level, you can maybe push a lot harder and take a lot more risk because you've got
yeah,
a team that can back that. But I think that's one of the main things that transferring to sim racing is that there's no real risk, so you can push harder.
absolutely,
Yeah, generally they can transfer most of their skills across.
yeah,
But there's also sim racers that are, they're some just drive the cars really hard, and some you can see understand what to do, how to put a lap together, and maybe those guys can do it in real life, maybe not. Maybe the risk factor involved fears them a little bit or is a bit scary, but I think there are certainly other drivers in this world that can do it. It's all about how you get introduced to the sport, whether
sure.
you can get opportunities to take it further.
So I see we've got about 10 minutes left in the race now. Things have settled down a little bit, but I see there are here and there is a few battles still raging on. So we've got Volschkenk chasing Justin Lotus now quite hard.
Yeah, and this is for the last podium spot, so I'm sure Javier
This will
will
hot up,
want
heat up,
this.
heat
Yeah,
up.
he'll want this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Well,
Justin will not
yeah,
want to let him have it, so could get interesting.
yeah.
this could be Justin's first
Yeah, I
podium.
was actually about to say, I don't think he's ever podiumed before, so this could be his maiden podium race, yeah. If he keeps it together for 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's not gonna want to let that go. So, and he's also part of a team. So you never know if you may play the team game and defend a little bit. But I think the main goal is to get Renner to lose some points. So the better option may even to let Fortin go and see if you can catch him.
Yeah, Volkswagen quite far down in the driver's standings at the moment, so as you say, Renner is sort of the danger man if you're looking at from Ryan Otten's Jason McGregor point of view. And McGregor, incidentally, does not appear to be lapping anymore. I've not seen a delta pop up from him in a while,
Yes.
so I don't know what the problem is there. And then we've also lost Ansi Mayberg, I think.
Yeah, let's have a look and see.
I
So,
wonder if
yeah, that
McGregor actually lost
Ansi, I
the
think, has
time.
it might have had a disconnect. Jason, there we go. I think he's still in the race, but he's right at the back. And then we've got Fraser Cooper, I think, is also a DNF. So that's kind of the guys that are, well, obviously Jason is still in the race, but I think Hansi and Fraser are our 2 DNFs for tonight.
So interesting, Jason right in front of Justin, Lotus, and Jürgen Volksking. Oh,
Oh,
and Lotus loses the rear there.
Oh, and it's again the commentator's curse that strikes.
Heartbreak,
Oh, but he's managed to. Oh, maybe it was a bit of. I think there might have been a bit of contact there. Let's have a look.
You might be right.
Let's have a look, because I see he did give the position back. So let's have a look and see if we can see what happened.
Hansi says you got disconnected.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a slight little bit of contact there, unfortunately, from Volkskenk. But again, doing the gentlemanly thing to let Lotus go. And you know, in this particular scenario, I think it does make sense. You know, yeah, you kind of want to have, you want to win, you want to get your podium, you know, fairly, if I can put it to you that way. So, yeah, you know, holding back and letting the guy go past, yeah, I think is the right thing to do. You know.
Yeah, look, I mean, if you know you made the mistake and it's sort of your fault, then absolutely. You know, I don't think you're going to be seeing that sort of niceness if the guy in front is moving in the braking zone and that sort of thing.
Yes.
You know, then it's sort of, well, you know, you sort of you get what you give. So, but yeah, good to see, definitely.
Yeah, I've also got the Nissan is back into 10th.
That would be Daniel de Villiers. I think he might.
Now 11th.
It's down there. I see Ryan has made up. You know, Ryan had a bit of contact and things at the beginning of the, or a spin or whatever, and he's made his way all the way back to 6th position. So that's a really good drive from Ryan Ottens as well.
Yeah, he's also catching Bing.
Yeah, I think Ryan will really want to try and get this 5th position, because the way the scoring works in Raceface, sort of up to 5th is where you score the nice points, and then from 6 downwards, points go down quite a bit. So good damage limitation for him will be if he can get that car back up into 5th. He is catching quite fast, so only 5 minutes left though, so it'll be interesting to see if he can get the job done.
You could actually see Ryan in the background when we got a glimpse of Justin and Volkskenk battling, so that battle is slowing them down a lot.
Yes. Let's have a look at the helicam here and see what we can see there.
Also, the car on track in front of these two is Jason McGregor, who's obviously teammates with Justin and Ryan, so it's going to be interesting to see when they catch Ryan, if they catch Ryan. I think he'll let Justin go very, very quickly. And maybe let Mr. Volkskenk work for it a bit within the rules, of course. But interesting to see if they.
Yeah, with the team, the team tactics will come into play. Yeah. Right stuff. BMW is really good through that section there.
I was following Mr. Radloff around on the test server yesterday, and the BMW actually looks very, very good around here. It's also one of those cars where you can attack the curbs a lot, yes. And the car just eats it all up, you know. So in the Aston that I'm driving, you can also attack the curbs, but things tend to get a bit more
hair-raising
for me than it looked like it was getting for him. So BMW definitely strong, yeah.
Also got very good torque out the corners. I mean,
yeah,
in that middle sector and some of the last sector, it's kind of like those corners.
Oh, I see Donald. Yeah. I see De Villiers has gone to pits with that Nissan, so he must have had a little incident there. Let's have a look.
Oh,
yeah, he's gone back to pits, so that's that. Let's go back here.
Yeah. Ryan is only now 1.3 seconds behind Bing now, so it's...
He's got 3 minutes. He might just be able to catch him on the last lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's definitely gonna catch him if he's gonna have time to get a move done. I think he's gonna need to be quite adventurous, I think.
Yeah. And also look, in Kube's jumped to 7th. He was running 9th behind Alan and he's jumped to 7th, so Not sure what happened there, but he's definitely scored 2 places.
Yeah, he's also
so
got
there must have been,
Conrad full skink.
something. Did that happen recently, Daniel?
I'm not too sure. I just noticed now. So
Okay, cool.
I don't know. Maybe there was a massive battle and some contact involved, but definitely.
Yeah, let's stick with this one. Yeah, I think for third
Scoring
place,
there.
this is going to get nice and juicy now.
Yeah.
You can just see from that shot as well, the mid-range on that BMW is just insane.
Yeah, he's gonna try everything, and we know Forskenk, he likes to race hard.
Yeah, Mr.
There we go.
Lotus just needs to keep calm and focus on his car positioning. Yeah, it's not an easy track to pass.
No,
There
not
we go.
It almost seems like he's
Well,
just doesn't have the drive.
maybe he
out
has
the
a bit of
corners.
damage or something. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Buttons has got Bing, by the way, and he's now only 2 seconds behind these guys. So
So he's really putting down the hammer now.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
right
there
there.
he
Look at
comes
that in
into
the
shot.
shot.
So this is going to become a three-way battle, yeah,
Yeah.
on the last couple of laps.
I
We've got
wonder.
so many battles as well. We've got battle for 11th and 9th. So
I just wonder if Ryan has played the team card here on Justin and said, "Listen, buddy,
Team orders, team orders.
I need this extra place. Do your worst, you know."
Yeah.
well, that's what what any team would do, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but shame it's Justin on course for his first podium. If he can keep it in front of even you, that would be a bit cruel, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that would almost be as bad as Mercedes telling Bottas to slow down, you know?
I think it's also too early in the season to make those calls anyway.
Okay, here we go, guys. I think this is where it's going to either happen or not. Oh, it's good close.
Justin's got the inside still.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to run a bit wide there, but he's got it. He's got it, yeah.
Look at Ryan now. He's coming right into play here. This is going to get, I think if they get another lap, this is going to get very interesting. Not quite sure where Morgan is.
Yeah.
If we're going to get another lap, but
We definitely got
he's on his final lap, so we will.
So we're getting another lap.
Yep, we're getting another lap.
This is going to be good.
Sorry, Morgan, but this is too exciting.
Oh, Justin.
Oh, making a mistake there, but let's see.
That cost you so much momentum.
Lost out. Let's see.
Oh. Okay.
That was close.
Oh, the two teammates take each other out. No. What a disaster there for hybrid.
Some uncomfortable conversations will be happening tonight.
Let's have a look at that again quickly.
I'm not getting involved. They can sort it out.
Let's just have a look at that again.
Knowing our team, they'll probably have a beer and a smoke over it. Ryan and Bats are pretty good friends anyway. So.
No, they definitely are good mates, so I don't think there'll be any hard feelings, but...
No, definitely not.
I think it's going to be a topic of discussion for quite some time, though.
It'll certainly come up over the course of the season, I can promise you that.
Yeah.
But
let's just see
what's the gap? Ryan now back down to 5th, so he's lost out to Bing.
I think he's waiting for Justin.
All right, so
Yeah,
let's see.
seems like it.
Let's go back to our leader here and just give him some airtime here for impeccable race by Morgan. I mean, it's just a flawless start to finish, pole to finish type race. So well done.
Should have done a pit stop to make it exciting.
Yeah.
Just look
Winning
at
by 25 seconds.
It's great drive from him.
Yeah.
Just look at that best lap, 41.4. So his best lap in the race is probably still good enough to have him qualified in the top 5, I think.
Yep.
Just
At
insane
race
pace.
pace. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Here's Gideon Renner coming into 2nd place. Good drive from Gideon as well. A little bit alone. I mean, he was a bit alone on the track most of the race, but a good solid race from Gideon. Well done.
I really like the look of this BM livery as well. Nice and funky.
Volschken coming in 3rd.
Yeah, good recovery from him after being involved in the lap 1.
We've got David Bing in 4th. Ryan Ottens there in 5th.
No, he didn't give the position back. Nice drive from Nkube, actually taking 6th.
Yeah.
What happened there?
No, I think Morgan's left, so I think
It's 7th, yeah. You got a
That's right.
7th, yeah. You got a 7th, yeah.
Got a 7th.
Yeah, and Alan Patterson's gonna round out our top 10, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great stuff from Alan.
Yeah, good drive from Alan there.
Yep. Second PWS core as well, 12th. So
Alan.
I think he's maybe a bit frustrated with himself. I
Dean
think he was
Kabasa coming
actually
in.
on his pace. He was looking strong for a 7th there.
yeah, good job from Bertus as well, from last up to
Yeah.
what's it, 15th, I think.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
having a
great
battle
stuff.
with luck the whole race.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that concludes our race for this evening. I just want to go here and just bring up the timetables for our race. So yeah, that's the finishing positions for everybody. Morgan McCall winning there with Gideon Renner in 2nd and Jay Falskink in taking 3rd position there. Really good battle there towards the end for 3rd place. A pity about what happened there at the end, but I think it was very entertaining for the guys that were watching the stream. Vega, Daniel, I want to say thank you very much for making the suggestion for us to do some commentary for this race this evening. I think it has made a massive difference in terms of, just making it far more enjoyable to watch. So really a big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much and for your insights. It is appreciated. And I just want to kind of give you guys a last option to say something maybe before we wrap up.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us. It was enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and
Thanks for all the viewers. Thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you guys again next week.
yeah, we'd love to have you back, Daniel.
Yeah, I see there's a comment there from Alan Crasherson.
Alan Gresham.
But yeah, thanks to the guys that are watching tonight, and I hope you enjoyed the stream and the commentating. And thanks for having us. Thanks for having us, Doe.
No problem.
It was cool. Maybe we should.
Maybe we should
keen
make
to
this
do it in the future.
Maybe we should make it a permanent thing. We'll have to chat to Bertus about how much he's willing to pay us to do it.
Exactly.
And then we'll take it from there.
Negotiations.
Yeah. No, just kidding. So, and also everybody that's on the stream, please don't forget, if you haven't done so already, to click that like button and subscribe, please. It does help the stream get up into the YouTube, algorithms and things like that. So we do appreciate it if you guys can just drop us a like there. And if you have not done so, please subscribe. And then we'll see you guys for tomorrow night. It's the main events, the Premier League, if you want to call it that. So that will be the mini enduro series that Raceface runs, where it's an hour and 20-minute race. The pro race will have commentary by Alan Patterson and production by Alan Patterson there. And the Pro-Am race will obviously be streamed as per normal without any commentary. But yeah, we'd love to have you guys back here tomorrow night. And I think that's it really from our side. And you guys must all have a good one. And thanks again, Vega, Daniel. I'll catch up with you guys another time.
Boom.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.